thing.
Like a stick?
And he dropped the thing down there, and the thing swung and didn't hit the bottom while he was holding it in his hand. He goes, "You're lucky." And he wound the thing back up. I don't know if the thing was actually 8 feet, whatever he had to measure, but he said that was the most terrifying day of my life. He goes, I thought I was going to dig so far I couldn't get out. And he goes, at one point I had to dig little holes to step into and try to get out of the thing. He goes, I had to go to the bathroom. I went 3 times in the hole, and I just covered it with dirt, flung it out, and done. Then we had the funeral ceremony for the tree, and then he had to fill in the hole.
With all the dirt that he just
all
dug
the
out.
dirt that he just flung out. And he didn't fling the dirt into one pile, you know, like you see in movies where someone makes a grave and it's a big pile. No, he was flinging it in anger in every direction. Now he's got to find all that and make sure the hole is filled. So he had to go find dirt from other places and cover it up and make a little cross and tie some vines on it. So that took a good part of a day. And then the next day we did reactive flares, and then we had to go back to our area to host and reactive flares. If you don't know anything about Georgia or the South, they have fire ants. Fire ants are not friendly. They will bother you if you don't bother them because you're in their state. You know, they don't want you anywhere near them. And we did reactive flares, and I didn't know anything about fire ants. And the mounds are pretty big. They're about the size of this trash can is like a small mound for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really tell. There's like not a giant hole in the top like Indiana Jones, like they're gonna suck at you on bottom. But there's little holes all over it that you just don't notice. Disturb one of those piles and find out what happens. Hundreds of these things come out. Mm-hmm. The bites are like bee stings. Sometimes worse because those 50 cow ants, I don't even know what they're called. It's an ant the size of my pinky finger. And it's a furry ant with orange and black stripes on it. And it's literally the size of my pinky. It's like a 50 caliber bullet. And when they bite on you, they bite through your jeans and through your skin. So the army pants were almost about the same thing as this. Your pants wouldn't fare well. And shorts, like gym shorts, would not work for these things. When they bite down and lock on, the one guy stuck a pair of tweezers in there and unhooked and broke its jaw off to unhook it from that part, and the other thing was clipped into the skin and he broke it off from there. Wow. The guy said it felt like someone took a pair of vice grips and grabbed his skin and wouldn't let go. He was smacking the ant, trying to kill it. We stomped on them in the dirt, and they got up and kept running. And they could move. They moved like a disoriented gerbil. But they still kept moving, and then if they came back, they come right towards you. If it gets up on your stuff and your stuff's not bloused properly and tightened down, it's in there. Fire ants are even worse because they can wiggle anywhere in your uniform that you don't want. And we don't have zippers in the Army, we have buttons. So buttons on your zipper, buttons on the front, buttons on this, buttons on it. Now it's all Velcro. Whoever dreamed up Velcro for an Army uniform or any military uniform, the guy should have been fired, decommissioned, whatever, and gotten rid of. Velcro is never to be a tactical thing ever. Velcro. No. The question is Velcro? The answer is no. Ever. In Iraq, we were trying to be sneaky, and you're like, all right, hold on. This is the worst thing ever. It sounds like you're trying to crush a bag of chips slowly.
Yeah.
You're like, it doesn't matter if you crush them slowly or quick. You're still, and you're like, then you go to grab the thing out of your pocket, and the thing closes halfway again. You're like, what was wrong with buttons? You know, like, what about magnetic something or whatever? But it was ridiculous. So the fire ants from the reactive flares was, I'm up, and the flare goes up. When the flare goes up there, it's right before it arcs, the flare will arc down. Once it arcs down, now the light is shining over whatever area they're trying to see. You have to be down and not moving. Don't wiggle, don't do anything. I run straight into one of the mounds thinking, this is just a dirt mound. They built these here so we can hide by them. No, the ants made those giant mounds, and the ants are inside them, and the ants want to protect their mound. So me, the Jersey guy, runs in and tackles in a fire ant nest, not knowing it. They were in my neck, they were up in my helmet, they were in my pants, they were everywhere, and they were biting. And it feels like hot, like someone pours a shot glass of hot water on that spot along with a bee sting. So I was like, all of a sudden you start to feel like that tickle of the leg hairs inside your shorts or something. You're like, what is that? You know, when the hairs on your legs are matted down and wet and sweaty, and then all of a sudden they dry and they start moving and moving back up, you're like, ooh, what is that? And you scratch like there's something there. It's just your own hair in your own mind. It wasn't paranoia. It was painful. The two guys next to me, they're like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, he's like, what's the matter with you? The tears are coming out of my eyes. I'm like, there's sweat. It's so hot and so disgusting. You don't want to be there anymore. But now you're being bitten. Now I'm being tortured. Why is this? The ants win, you know. And as soon as they got up to do it again, I ran. And I was looking behind me like, man, I wonder how many are in there. I'm trying to shake out my shirt and everything else. And I tripped and hit another one. And then I realized that because it's so dark out, I didn't wait to see the flare go up again. So you can creep, but I wanted to get as far away from that ant hill that I could. And looking back at it, didn't look at the next, they were all over. And I don't know why they picked that field. They didn't have to. And they just used like a bow flare gun. And you have to make it from here to those bleachers all the way over there. And it's called reactive flare. We only did that for a little while. Everybody was being attacked by fire ants now. So the drill sergeant starts smacking their hats around and going, what the? Next thing everybody's like, all right, we don't have to do this anymore. We've learned. So we had to run down the road, went by a river, and everybody started rinsing off and ripping their pants off, shaking them out. There's always like one loose ant in your boot at the end. But we handled that. That night, after all the chaos was going on, me and Aaron Cawthon, we were battle buddies throughout basic, and I was like, hey man, let's go dig our foxhole together. I don't want to go with Gray, man. He's good at digging holes, but it takes too long. You know? So we agreed we were going to stick together, and we dug out this foxhole, and we're like, all right, we're all set. And the drill sergeant's like, one guy always has to be awake in your foxhole, on guard. So they'll walk up, and if you hear them coming, you can look back at them. Then they know, you know they're there. But if you fall asleep, which is it happens a lot. It happens to everyone, because you don't realize how tired you are. You're exhausted, and you're like, all right, I'm in this position. I'm laying my chin on the dirt, looking down my rifle. Okay, I don't see anything happening. Tap on the shoulder, you're like, yeah. And they're like, yeah. Hey, why don't you come out here for a minute? You're like, I wasn't sleeping. And they're like, yeah. You have a puddle of drool there, you're like, I do? You know, don't take your eyes off them, because once you look, you know, so they pull you out, you start doing push-ups. And you put your rifle on the ground and you put your rifle on your hands, your rifle doesn't touch the ground. Rifle goes on top of your hands and you do push-ups. And after you're exhausted from that and you've already fallen asleep, you have to do it again. Cawthon was exhausted. We both fell asleep, so we're both doing push-ups facing each other. And he goes, I hate this stuff. I was like, where's the drill sergeant? He goes, I don't know. It's pitch black. And we're waiting for an enemy attack from another platoon to come in basic. And we're like, where are they? They're doing the same thing we were. They were torturing us for 4 days. They never left to come get us. We didn't leave to go get them. And the drill sergeants were all playing poker somewhere going, all right, so who should we make attack of? And they flipped a coin. I was like, are you serious? So here we were. We thought they were coming any minute. But it shows you that you have to be patient, vigilant, because it can happen at any time and not how you expect it. So if you play paintball, you're expecting the opponent to come right out, not a week later.
That's an important lesson, which relates to our final question. If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be? It's a tough question, I know, but throughout your experiences that you've had and what you've learned, what's something that you could really give to someone that you feel like they can make an impact on their life?
Yeah, I think I looked at that question. And
take your time, sorry.
there's a lot, but everything you do leads you to who you are. So if you stole a bottle of beer from a liquor store and got caught, you now meet someone else who then interacts in your life in a different way, and you go through a different process. If you don't do that, you don't meet that person, you don't live that same life. So if you don't follow your timeline and let's see, what do you say? You have to make the mistakes to learn.
Mm-hmm.
A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others.
Mm-hmm.
So if that question is led for not so much if I could tell my young self, because if time travel was relevant in my timeline, I would have already come back and left myself a note. I'd be like, yeah, I could take that note. You just have to roll with the punches. You have to learn with your mind and act with your heart, because there's things you can't change that if you change one thing, taking of a life, the losing of a life, I don't, it's you know, if you change one thing, you know, it's you know Logan, right?
Yeah.
And if I hadn't met his mother and made a bad decision and hung out with her, you know, then I wouldn't have him. And if I didn't make the second mistake and get married again, if I hadn't gone overseas and done the things I've done there, then some of my friends wouldn't be here today. It's everything we do has a reaction. It's our path. And no one would have thought that I would be a chaplain or a minister at this day and age. The high school teachers almost fainted when there was a misspelling. You can't do that. I was thrown out of that high school twice, and they told me I wasn't allowed there. Someone told me I had a restraining order. They let me come back to graduate, and I was like, "Listen, I'm doing the work." I mean, and now I go there and bring programs in, and they're like, hello. It's like everybody changes, and they're like, are you sure? Like, judgment is so easy for some people. It's I mean, if I was in school now, it's a different world. But back then, you know, kids carried pocket knives, and a bully would punch you in the face in front of teachers, and they're like, well, hit them back. Yeah. And you're like, what? Now they pick on kids in wheelchairs, and they're like, it's okay, it's boys being boys. But then all of a sudden, one of the pro athletes, the bulldog pride, you know, someone that wears a bulldog jacket and they have a lot of pride and gets poked, and they're like, hey, you made fun of him on social media. It wasn't nice. You know, I was like, what? You used the wrong surname or thing there, pronoun.
Yeah,
I'm
pronoun.
Like, wait, I'm sorry, what? But if you physically assault someone, it's how justice is dealt. It should be equal for everyone, but it's not. You'll see it throughout history. Everybody has to work through their portion of history. If something doesn't go right for you and you want to fight for the right to do it better, and it should be equality for everyone, yeah, go for it. But don't waste your time fighting City Hall. You know, if you're not going to win, if you don't have the momentum and the people behind you, you're not going to accomplish anything. One person can accomplish things. It's proven history. You know, but don't read The Catcher in the Rye and go accomplish it. You know, that's the decisions you make, the impulsive ones that you do, can go either way. But it's your path, it's your journey that you're going to take. So if some guy gets in your face at a carnival and you're there with this girl and you're like, oh, she's really cute and I like her. This guy walked up and said, hi, I like you too. And now he's trying to move in on your girl. You can punch him in the face, go to court and everything else. And that girl's like, oh my God, I can't believe you hit me, you poor thing. And walks away with him. You're like, what are you doing? The cops handcuff you and walk you away. You're like, what just happened here? I was going to be the hero. My cape's in the trash. What's going on? There's never a solid answer. There is not one person in this world I can think of that I've ever known or met that didn't have dirt on their cape. It's guys that were hooked on drugs and they were addicts. Some were psychopaths. I wouldn't have changed them for anybody. It's who you serve with, who your friends are. There's people that you have to let go, and that's what